Well, hi everybody. So today I am not in my usual spot. Not that I really have a usual spot yet, but I'm babysitting right now. So I'm using their lighting and their acoustics and their kitchen table.
You're watching The Adventures of Awesome Annie. I'm Annie. Life's awesome, so let's live it together.
Today's story happened to me while I was traveling abroad. I was in Egypt in 2010, 2011. And so this story happened to me there. So my dad and I decided to take a trip. We decided to settle on Egypt, just Egypt in general. We were gonna go see Cairo, see the pyramids and the Sphinx and, you know, all that stuff. And then we were also gonna kind of go to a smaller town in Egypt called El-Sheikh. And it's kind of a resort town off the tip. So Egypt kind of looks like this, and then it has this little triangle off, and this triangle is like right in between the prongs of the Red Sea. So there's Egypt, and then there's the Red Sea, and Saudi Arabia over here. So we were in this triangle, we were staying right here at the tip of the triangle, and like up here is Mount Sinai, where Moses like wandered through that desert and stuff like that. So we went to Sharm El-Sheikh. The entire point of going to Sharm El-Sheikh was to go snorkeling, but we couldn't, and it was a really big bummer because there was this shark that had been spotted, and they couldn't find it, and they didn't have a tag on it, and so they just weren't letting anyone in the water. Now, if that were America, they would have said, so, we see a shark somewhere, we aren't sure where though. It's been seen a couple times, but you know what, go ahead and swim. Go ahead and swim. If you get eaten, we'll just mark it off as another casualty. But in Egypt, that is not the case. So we weren't allowed to go in the water, which was really frustrating. But we did get to go parasailing, hang gliding. What is it when you have the boat and then like attached to the boat is this really long string and you like sit on a glider way up above the boat and it pulls you? Whatever that's called, we did that. We went walking a lot, we ate a lot, and we did go see the burning bush and the monastery up there, St. Catherine's, that is at that site of the supposed like Mount Sinai, Zion area, the wilderness where they wandered. Also has the burning bush and the well of Moses. I don't think it's possible that they're all right there in that small area, but you know, whatever, that's what they're calling it. We would go to this marketplace pretty regularly, just about every day. We'd walk around, we'd look in different shops, eat food and stuff like that. And we got really good at not talking to people. That sounds really kind of mean, but everybody wanted to sell to you, and the way they did it was they would come along and like they would just yell at you. Where are you from, friend? What's your name? Are you from America or Canada or wherever, Russia? I don't know. So they would like yell stuff at you to try and get you to look, and as soon as you made eye contact, like I don't know how they did it, but you weren't getting out of there without buying something or talking to them or whatever. So they wanted you to sign these guest books so that it made them look like they had all these people that came to visit. I don't know. And of course they wanted you to buy their stuff. So we got really good at just like not making eye contact and not saying anything. Even if they were like, come by, like you don't even say no, you just keep walking. So we were really good at this. It was towards the end of the trip. And I saw this street sign that I wanted to take a picture of. I saw the street sign, I looked around, there were no like little shop guys anywhere, so I quickly pulled out my camera and like tried to get a picture. But, you know, they are fast. They are speedy little things. They came around the corner and they started talking to my dad. My dad couldn't like keep walking because I was taking this picture. So I quick snapped the picture and I was like, oh my gosh, we gotta get out of here. So he was like, what's your name, friend? And my dad had this fake name he was using the entire time, so I'm not gonna tell you what it is because he still uses it regularly. So he gave him his fake name and I gave them my fake name, which was Cleopatra. I don't know, just for the fun of it. And he wanted my dad to sign this guest book. So we were all like, no, we can't, no. But soon enough, they're like meeting us down these alleyways and like up these stairs into this back room that was not visible from the street, and it was getting dark. It was, oh my gosh, like so scary. Anyway, so we get in this room and it's like, all right, we gotta sign this guest book, and we're starting to talk to the guy. The guy's name is Aladdin. Okay, like yes, like straight out of Aladdin, and Alibaba and all that stuff, like Aladdin. Okay, Aladdin is a Bedouin, and he's got a sister and some other family members or whatnot, and he lives here in El-Sheikh and sells perfume and art, and he's got some buddies there in the back. So they're making this Bedouin tea, and they've convinced us that it would be an insult if we didn't drink their Bedouin tea because we're friends now. My dad, after we left this trip, he told me one of the top 10 things I needed to know in life, like 10 things that he was going to pass down to me, and one of them was never make friends with an Egyptian. And I will always remember that. Although I'm sure there are plenty of nice Egyptians out there, those sellers are just really good. Anyway, so we're in this perfume shop, and we gotta write down this guest book, and we're waiting for our tea, and they kind of like shut the door and lock it. So we're like in this sketch shop that you can't even see from the street. It's getting dark. We don't even want to be there. Now they're making this tea. They shut the door. So Aladdin is sitting there while we're waiting, and he's talking to me. And so he asked me if I had a boyfriend. And if there was one point in my life where I had like an internal dilemma, it was right now. Because I was sitting there in my head going, just lie. You can just lie. Just tell Aladdin, yes, you have a boyfriend. But I didn't have a boyfriend. I still don't have a boyfriend. I've never had a boyfriend. And I couldn't say yes. So I said no. And I instantly regretted it. So I said no. And of course Aladdin was taken aback. Oh, you're so pretty. Why you don't have a boyfriend? You know, all that stuff. And I don't know if my dad was oblivious to this conversation or just didn't put two and two together later on, but this conversation happened. So a little bit later, Aladdin tries to get me to take his hand and walk down the store with him to look at this piece of art that when you turn the lights off is like different in the dark than it is in the like daylight or whatever. Which I didn't want to do because I had seen this TV episode. I don't remember what show it was from. I want to say Full House, but I don't actually think it was. Where this foreign guy is there and like they're friends and he wants to marry her, but like she doesn't want to marry him or move to his country or something like that. So he like takes her on, like they're like a do-si-do type arm in arm. Can't do it myself, but yeah. And they walked around this like coffee. They walked around this coffee table like twice and like backwards twice, something like that, and then like they were married. And she was like, "What? We're not married?" And he's like, "Yes, you walked around the table with me. In my culture, we are married, right?" And so it was like this awkward cultural wedding thing. So I was like, I'm not taking anyone's hand and walking down any part of the store or around any tables or anything like that with this guy. Anyway, they had the door shut, took my hand anyway, turned the lights off. I was like, I feel way overstimulated. This is not safe. I was in high alert mode. Anyway, so we look at this painting, we come back. It turned out it was fine, but Aladdin was, still like, why you don't have a boyfriend, right? So finally, my dad is, writing this note, and Aladdin leans over to my dad and he says, "How much?" And I'm sitting there going, how much for what? What is he talking about, right? My dad, of course, the same thing. So my dad is a funny guy, and he was making this joke, so I don't know what was going through his head. I love you, Dad, but what was going through your head? He's writing, he wasn't really paying attention, and he has a lot of trouble telling the accent, like really what they're saying in English, like just really understanding that accent that's a little bit thicker. And he said, 59 camels. 59 camels. So Aladdin is like, he sits back, and I was like, did Aladdin just ask how much for me? Did my dad just say 59 camels? Do I have a price on my head? What? So I'm sitting here going, Dad, like in my head, what is happening right now? Aladdin sits for a moment, clearly contemplating, is this girl worth 59 camels? Okay? leans forward, stretches out his hand to my dad, and says, "Shake on it, brother. Shake on it. Shake on it." What is happening? I'm sitting here going, oh my gosh. He offered how much for me? My dad said 59 camels, and he's willing to take it. What is happening? What is happening? So my dad, not really processing what the guy just said, he's writing this note, and so he reaches out his hand and he goes to shake, and then he's like, wait, what am I shaking on? Because never make friends with an Egyptian. So he's like, I shouldn't be shaking on anything, you know? You shake, you give your word, you know? So he's like, no, I'm writing. You asked me to write the note. I'm writing a note. I'm writing this note. And I'm sitting here like, oh my gosh, my dad almost shook to seal the deal to sell me to a Bedouin man for 59 camels. So Aladdin sits back and he's like visibly insulted that my dad is not agreeing to sell me for 59 camels, which might have been a really nice bargain for him, I don't know. And he decides to sweeten the deal a little bit. So this is what he says. I'll give you my sister. She's big. She's a big woman. I'll give you my sister. She's a Bedouin lady. She'll take good care of you. It was like a scene from a movie. And here's the movie. Ta-da! It's a scene for you. So my dad's writing this thing, and we're both sitting there like, okay, just bring us our tea so we can get out of here. Finally, they bring us our tea. It's like in a little mini glass that's like this tall, and it's glass. It's a glass. But my dad and I were both like trying to touch the glass, and it was so hot, and you're supposed to just like let it sit for a while. And we were like, we have to get out of here. So we pick it up and it's scalding, and we like take a sip, put it down because our fingers are hurting, and we're like, oh, like so hot. We both look at each other like, and another, okay, okay, and another, and another, and then like until that tea was gone. Like we drank that tea scalding hot so fast. And then we're like, we have to go. We got out of there, not before we bought something. Unintentional, but we had all this time. We were sitting there and they were selling us perfume. So my dad bought me this little bottle of Princess Nefertiti perfume or something like that. I don't know. I still have it. It's sitting on my bathroom. This isn't my house, but it was sitting on my bathroom counter right now. I don't really use it. It's just there. So we got that out of the deal, and I got that picture I wanted to take. We bolt out of there, and I like forever will remember that. My first marriage proposal was in Egypt, and my price is 59 camels. I've had 2 other marriage-like proposals since then, both in different countries, and none in America. But no one has offered 59 camels for me. So that was a first. The moral of the story: don't sell your daughter. If you liked this video, if you like camels, if you like me, if you like traveling abroad, if you like marriage proposals, subscribe to my channel, give it a thumbs up, leave me a comment. If you've ever traveled to a different country, where did you go, and do you have any stories for me? Also, you can follow me on Facebook, Adventures of Awesome Annie. The link is in the description below. I'm also on Twitter at Chasing Freedom, Google+, Instagram, AnnieChase12, Snapchat, AnnieChase12. All the links are in the description below. And then, yeah, I'll see you next Thursday. Stay tuned. I almost got sold to a Bedouin.